San Diego State 64, New Mexico 62. I'm Joaquin Serrato. To my right is Connor Tacone. To my left is Leo Warnov. I mean, boys, oh my goodness, what a game! It's college basketball. It's the month of March. That's how it should be. That was just. It's not March Madness officially yet. It's not the NCAA tournament, but I mean, I count these conference tournaments as March Madness. The Aztecs are in the Mountain West Championship. They will take on the number one, Utah State. Aggies. I mean, Connor, Leo, whoever wants to go, just raw thoughts. What do you guys think of this one?
Just an absolutely incredible game, start to finish. Back and forth, back and forth. Each team was countering. It felt like a boxing match. They were going blow for blow.
Yeah.
It felt like, and it ultimately came down to the wire, to the final bucket. And one of the best basketball games I've ever watched. Period.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just incredible to see our team do it. Leo, what do you got?
You guys hit it right on the head. One of the best basketball games, period, but not one of the best. One of the most high level and one of the most intense basketball games we have ever seen. Boy, it was a pleasure to call it with you, Connor. Let's finally bring the elephant back in the room. BJ Davis, final seconds, 62-62, ball in his hand, nobody else's. Drives right, elevates, acrobatic, picks up, layup is good. Everyone rejoices. What a moment. I'm so happy and so grateful to be here with both of you. My goodness, what a day.
And I like to piggyback off of what Connor said. By the way, just clutch moments. Like, I remember hearing a podcast, not a podcast, but it was live radio. It was a Brian Dutcher show on 760, how someone called in. There was a segment where he called in, and it reminded me of this moment. A fan called in and said, if at this moment, at this stage in the season, it was midseason, who do you want hitting a game-winning bucket at this moment? And Brian Dutcher said, why not BJ? He's really hot. He's almost like he is the breakout star of the season. But I like to piggyback off of what you said, Connor. This really did feel like a boxing match for me. The way how these players were gliding down the court, back and forth, back and forth. By the way, the Aztecs had 17 fast break points. They were just going blow for blow, turnover, then running down the court, back and forth, both ends. 14 of those on the break. There were 17 fast break points for the Aztecs in this one. 14 of those were in the first half. This game was hyped up. This is a Mountain West rivalry that's sadly coming to an end. Utah State is going to the pack with us, but it did not disappoint for sure. And it was just an incredible atmosphere, and it seriously did live up to the hype. Now, I would like to ask you both, Connor, who is your player of the game for this one?
Without a doubt, Miles Bird for sure. The steals off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, you had 4 steals, but also the whole starting squad, 7 steals from the starters, 36 points off the bench as a team. I think the team complemented each other really well tonight, and just that's a testament to the level of coach Brian Dutcher is.
The last one was a team win as well.
Yeah.
Against Colorado State.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was a low-scoring affair as well, a defensive game all around. I think the forced turnovers were the key in this game. That was the difference maker, and also the rebounding and holding Dayton Albury to, let's see, how many points did he have?
I can pull that up, yeah.
Well, Dayton Albury had 20, but Jake Hall was held to 3.
Yeah.
But only 3 rebounds from Albury. Dutch mentioned it literally last night. He anticipated him getting 72. Obviously, he's exaggerating and being sarcastic, 72 rebounds, but he's implying that he's a rebounding machine. And to hold him to 3 rebounds in a game like this, probably the difference maker.
Oh, 100%. For me, my player of the game, of course, I know you're going to pick your boy Miles Bird, who you just got to interview. Congratulations again on that. For me, we mentioned the bench points, 36 bench points for the Aztecs compared to 13 for the Lobos. And, of course, it was BJ with the game winner. But my player of the game, Magoon Guath, 17 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, 6 rebounds to go along with it. And how many blocks did he have? And 2 blocks to go along with it. Containing Bullion. Bullion still had a pretty wonderful game himself, but Guath contained him. Bullion, 25 points, 15 rebounds again last night. Tonight, only held to about 8 points, 10 rebounds. Magoon Guath, all over the place. He's my player of the game. Clutch threes, clutch defense, clutch rebounding. The bench really stole the show tonight.
And before I give mine, Dutcher mentioned in the presser. I mean, you mentioned him going up against Bullion. He was a perfect match for Bullion today. Limiting Bullion as much as he could. Um, and Dutcher just said in the press conference, this was a game where Magoon's length, that 7 foot frame, really, really does help. It really does, and I mean, it pretty much did win this game. It
Absolutely.
seriously did. Just him rolling on those pick and rolls, and there were some times where a player would get beat or he would get beat, and he can adjust. Not just tonight, but that's just his game defensively. He can just easily take one stride and boom, he's right there by the bucket. Those long legs and arms. It's insane. How much ground he can cover. I mean, what's it saying? 30%. Sorry, 70% of this world is water, and the rest of it, I guess, can be said it's Magoon Guath. But I mean, as corny as it sounds, I would argue that's how it is. But I mean, for me, my player of the game, just he didn't have the best of first halves, but he came to life in the second, and he had, he only had 2 points in the first, ended up finishing with 8, but it was his rebounding and his hustle that, really, really saved us in certain moments. I'm gonna go with Tate Simmons.
That's a great pick.
I mean, just like the freshman, true freshman. He's finally. We talked about this today. He's finally earning his first 2 starts of the season, and it's in the postseason. Like yesterday was his first start ever as an Aztec in his collegiate career. Gets to start again today. I mean, it doesn't all show on the stat sheet. I mean, he didn't lead the team in points for sure, but there was just some buckets, some layups, and in particular, what I really want to highlight is, again, just there was some. I mean, it did get overturned, but just having that energy where he kind of slammed it off the. Did that one get overturned?
It did get overturned. The Lobos,
okay.
But no one else was hustling.
Right.
The ball was bouncing for a couple seconds. Tate Simmons flying out of nowhere.
And you played the sport in high school. I mean, if you see your teammate do that, I mean, that just the rest of the team feeds off of that.
Absolutely. Everyone's energy picks up. As if, I mean, not to say it already was, because that was one of the most intense games we've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, Miles Bird holding Jake Hall to 1 for 10 from the floor and 1 for 7 from 3. And to your point, Joaquin, and to your player of the game, who doesn't love some angel numbers? 8 points, 8 rebounds for number 8, Tate Simmons.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely love that pick. Connor, what else you got?
Well, I was literally just going to mention that Miles Bird point. I had mentioned the 4 steals earlier, but it's really what doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And we mentioned that last night with Sean Newman Jr. Locking up Jake Hall, who's a 50% field goal shooter, 44% from the 3-point mark. An incredible freshman, and just holding him down on clamps the entire game. The defense really for the Aztecs tonight. We mentioned it in pregame. It was the Steve Fisher way. It was the Brian Dutcher way, and it's something they've struggled with all year long.
He mentioned that in the presser.
Yeah.
He said, I believe a reporter mentioned about the 3-point shot being off, only 5 threes were made today.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's what's been in the locker room because Dutcher has the Tyson, Michigan. Defense and rebounding, that's what's on the board in the locker room. To your point, Dutcher said that. That's what won today's game. Sorry, just...
No, yeah.
I had to mention that.
it was, we mentioned it earlier, and it's just something we've picked up on all year long. It's like, this team is known for their defense. They always have been, and it hasn't been there all year long. And
it's the culture of San Diego State basketball.
March rolls around, and this team has become a great defensive team once again at the most important time of the year. And how exciting is this to watch, guys?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 62 points tonight, held Colorado State to under 70 again last night. Actually, 62 points both nights. Excuse me.
And then I would like to ask you both a question. Our leading scorer is Reese Dixon Waters. I mean, how many teams in the country can say if their leading scorer is held to 5 points, in a semifinal of a conference tournament, can still go out and get the win? I mean,
not many.
And that you
not many.
Not many. And then I just brought this up because, I mean, it just backs up your point, as you mentioned, that rebounding and that defense, that's what win these games, Reese, the leading scorer of the team, in terms of points, Dutcher did praise him in the press conference, he's not just a scorer, he provides other things out there on the court, but, I mean, it's still definitely, it doesn't fully help, it doesn't help, it doesn't benefit when your leading scorer is only putting up 5, but this is another point you mentioned earlier, Connor. It was a team win. It really was a team win when you can get the win and your leading scorer, you can count how many points he scored on one hand, literally like 5.
Yeah. The Aztecs might lead the world in the number of players who have been awarded "quote unquote" player of the game, because it really,
yeah.
you said, can be anyone on any given night.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just an incredible game overall. And the Tex look forward to tomorrow night, Utah State. Tomorrow evening, 3 p.m.
Boy, did they look good earlier, by the way. That's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. The Utah State student section, and I say student section because they literally fill out the entire row of seats to the left and right of us.
They had two sections.
It's intimidating,
I'm just,
all with latex gloves.
I'm just happy that our media, yes, the latex gloves, I mean, that's really smart. I mean, it sounds louder. I'm just happy our media section, breaks them up. Because where they were assigned, imagine if they were together and how much louder that would be. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mind you, we sit directly behind the backboard. I love the view. Literally, the only thing I would change about it is the obstruction from the north end right wing, because the backboard and shot clock kind of block our view. But otherwise, I absolutely love where we are. The noise doesn't get to me with the headset on. Probably, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Only the whistling guy, but
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. Joaquin Serrato's best friend.
Sons of Montezuma, yes,
Yep.
SD Sports Fiend.
Yeah, that is. It feels like it's a direct pierce going through my entire head. That's what it feels like. But
Well, today there was a New Mexico guy.
yeah,
today
I
that was
noticed
doing
it.
it.
I
Yeah.
looked over. I thought it was him because I looked over and wait, that's not him.
It's a New Mexico.
Yeah,
It was on
it was
New
a
Mexico
Mexican
around
fan.
us today. Yeah.
But guys, it's 12:30. It's well past midnight. We just witnessed an incredible game. We got a game at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
It shows how powerful that one seed is, because
Yeah.
Utah State, they're in bed, they're enjoying their Z's, and if something that
I want to ask you guys one more question, because we were sitting in the media room pregame while Utah State was playing, and we were talking to a couple reporters, people, they were saying, according to sources, John Rothstein, college basketball guru, according to him, the winner of this one tonight has a chance to get an at-large bid in the tournament. If San Diego State does not win the championship, do they get in?
It's very tough to tell. You're then relying on an Oklahoma loss and other teams to lose. I don't like that feeling of having to rely on other teams to lose. Obviously, the easy way is to just win and you're in tomorrow.
I agree with Connor. I mean, the first thing, not even looking at other teams, but just looking at ourselves, what puts us in that position, relying on other teams to lose, is that Troy game. Certain games, 50-point loss. I'm not saying we were going to beat Michigan. They're not they were. I'm not fully. Are they the number 2 seed? I believe
They're right now the number 2 team in the country.
they're the number 2 team in the country at the moment. But I mean, you still shouldn't. It doesn't look good on your resume to lose at home to Troy, to lose by 50 against Michigan. There's other results too that just kind of stay in that resume. And
Losing to Grand Canyon twice.
Right, exactly. Losing to Grand
All
Canyon
credits,
twice.
they're a great team, but losing twice to one team in the Mountain West in the same season is not the way you want to go.
And to Connor's point, that puts us in the position of, as you mentioned, relying on other teams to lose. So, I mean, that's interesting. I had no idea that, there are some murmurs, there are some whispers,
Apparently, we're on the first 4 outline before tonight. So we'll see where the bracketology stands. Again, Joe Lenardi, all those guys, they know, but they don't really know. They're not on the committee. So none of this is official. I agree with you guys. Let's win and get in.
Right. Well,
That's all I got.
I would just rather earn it that way.
That's all I got.
and-
Win and get in.
And then not just that, but there's also another aspect to it too. This is the last edition of this tournament. I mean, the Mountain West is still going to continue doing its thing. They're adding some other schools like El Paso, NIU as a, they won't be playing in this one, but they're a football only member. But they are adding other schools.
It's less competitive.
Less competitive, but these rivalries, this group of teams that have been in it for years. Imagine the bragging rights you can have, saying that you could have the trophy and you have that title, you have that banner of the last edition of these teams playing this tournament together. You're also playing for that too as well, not just for the March Madness tournament. That's the way how I see it.
Absolutely. Playing for an automatic bid and a big shining silver trophy tomorrow night. For Joaquin Serrato, Connor Zacone, I'm Leo Warnoff. We're KCR College Radio. We'll see you tomorrow for the championship.